Hello, I'm Sarah Ridge, otherwise known as the Menopause Coach, and today I want to talk about menopause. What a surprise! There is lots and lots of research that you can do when it comes to menopause. There are lots of articles online, there are lots of videos that you can watch. What I want to do with my little chat to you today is to just bust a few myths and explain what it is. It can be quite a confusing time. When you start, menopause can be very confusing. The language that's used around it can also throw a bit of a curveball as well. So let me explain exactly what it is before we go any further. So menopause is when your periods have stopped and you have not had one for 365 days, so an entire year. That is when you are considered to be in menopause. Prior to this, you are perimenopausal. So this is when you might be starting to experience some symptoms, and I'll talk about those in a moment. You become menopausal when your periods have stopped for a year, and this is just for a single day, folks. This is something that regularly blows my mind and anybody that I talk to about it. So you're in menopause for a single day, 365 days after your periods have stopped. And then after that day, you are considered to be post-menopausal. Your symptoms can still continue after you've reached menopause. So I'm sorry, ladies, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's it. All of the confusing stuff can carry on, the brain fog, the night sweats, all of those common symptoms that we're familiar with. Unfortunately, they might still be going on once you are postmenopausal. But just to clarify, because the word menopause gets used a lot. It's used a lot in adverts, it's used a lot online with experts. And I just wanted to clarify that for you because if you don't know what menopause is, chances are you think that the whole period from start to finish is menopause, and it's not. So there you go. There's some clarification for you. So perimenopause, how do you know that it started? Well, this is a really tricky one to pinpoint. I struggled to really know when my journey started. But what I can say to you is that there will probably be a number of little red flags that are a cause for concern, maybe. So one would be weight gain potentially. That was certainly the big red flag for me. I had started to really put on weight in a specific way. So I had what was called a meno belly. Looks a little bit like you're carrying a baby when you're not, which is really disconcerting, really upsetting, and can really knock your confidence. So we do tend to carry that weight around our tummy when we become perimenopausal. So that might be something that you've noticed. And you might also notice that no matter what you do, the exercise that you've been used to doing, all those things that you've been trying, nothing is working to shift it. And that is because all the things that we've been told that we need to do to lose weight as a woman, it all changes once our hormones start to fluctuate. So that train more often, train harder, do more exercise routines, go for a run, go to all those classes, do HIIT, do this, do that. All of this is actually putting extra stress on your body. And when we put extra stress on a body that started to have our hormones shifting, it actually makes things worse. It's going to have the opposite effect of what you're trying to achieve. So when that weight starts to creep on, the natural urge is to push harder, train for longer, and actually what the opposite you should be doing is training less. And I will talk about that in another video. But so weight gain is the first little red flag. And then you have got brain fog, things like loss of concentration. You've got the night sweats, as I mentioned, the hot flushes. These are all the classic symptoms. So if any of these things are starting to happen and you've got maybe 2, 3, 4 of these all happening in conjunction, or maybe you've just got one of them and nothing else, but it's consistent and it doesn't seem to be getting any better no matter what you're trying to do to help it change. So I would say that if you're experiencing any of these symptoms, then it's pretty certain that your perimenopausal journey has begun. There are lots of ways that you can help yourself feel better when your journey to menopause has started. So the first way that I would recommend, particularly if your symptoms aren't severe, so if it's just that you've experienced a few of these changes, it's not impacting on your daily life, but it is starting to be a cause for concern, then diet and exercise, stress management and mindset, those 4 things together are going to make such a huge difference to you if you start to explore how you can support yourself being a perimenopausal woman. And this also applies if you're postmenopausal as well. So if you are out the other side of that single day of menopause, this will still help you, even if you've never done anything before. If you've never had a go at trying to manage your symptoms naturally, then I really encourage you to do so. And I'll be sharing lots of information on my channel here to help you do that. So diet, the right kind of exercise in the right way, looking at mindset and how to manage your stress. These will really help you if your symptoms are mild to moderate. However, if you are struggling with some severe symptoms, for example, anxiety, this is something that's really misunderstood and misdiagnosed in perimenopause and postmenopause. And unfortunately, not all GPs are up to speed when it comes to training and to offering support to peri and postmenopausal ladies. It is an optional add-on when it comes to training as a doctor. So unfortunately, not everybody is going to be understanding or have the knowledge to back up what they need to be saying and doing for you to have the right outcome for you. And when you go into an appointment telling somebody that you are anxious, that you're feeling low, and maybe you are not what would be considered to be an older lady, the doctor might look at you and say, you're just feeling a little bit low, you're possibly depressed, here are some antidepressants. But I urge you, if that is the case for you and you've had your appointment already and it didn't go well and you didn't get the outcome that you felt that you wanted, I encourage you to go back. Unfortunately, as I've said, doctors sometimes don't have the knowledge and the understanding. And if you are late 30s through to mid 40s and you're pretty certain that your perimenopausal journey has begun, then you do need to be firm, be determined, write those symptoms down before you go. Do a little bit of research in terms of what the outcome is that you would like for those more severe symptoms. Anyone that's really struggling to function on a day-to-day basis, then HRT can really help you. Now, I don't take it myself. I'm an advocate for natural support, but my symptoms are mild to moderate. If yours are more extreme, then I do encourage you to research hormone replacement therapy. I don't have the full knowledge to be able to advise you about what you should and shouldn't be taking. I'm not a medical professional. So please do, if this is you, go and see your doctor. Be organised, be prepared, be determined if you are slightly younger for potentially a little bit of a fight. But there is so much available that can help you. I want you to get back to feeling like you. And the only way sometimes that you can do this is to have some extra support with something like HRT. We will talk about this in more detail in future videos. So like I said, please do make a note of what I've said. Do what you can to help yourself feel better, whether that's following the natural route or whether that's exploring HRT. The two work really well together. It doesn't mean you have to do one or the other. They can marry up quite nicely. But if you are really struggling, my advice would be to contact your GP. So there you go. That's the lowdown on menopause. So perimenopause is the period up until the day when your periods stop, and when they've stopped for an entire year, you'll go into menopause for that one single day, and then after that, you're postmenopausal. So I hope that helps you to understand a little bit more about it and to know what to expect in the future. And I'll see you again soon.